This segment is going to talk about different materials that are either exuded or extracted from plants. They tend to be sticky. Sometimes we confuse the verbiage that we use on them. We're going to talk about hydrogels, elastic resins, and latexes. A hydrogel is a water modifying substance. We've got three different ones. We've got gum, we've got pectin, we've got starch. Each one has a different property to them. Each are used differently. One might substitute another depending on what we're doing. Gums are normally produced in response to injury. Gums are polysaccharides of salts of sugars other than galactose. Remember that our two main sugars that we find in plants are going to be fructose and glucose. Gums are going to have things like arabinose, fucose, galactose, mannose, rhamnose, or xylose. You can see that these are all fairly similar. We're looking at salts of these materials. They're bound onto a potassium or a calcium, which is going to give them a little more solubility. Normally, gums are not digested by humans. Remember, these have to go through the digestive system. The enzymes and microorganisms that we have in our digestive system preferentially pick up things like glucose and fructose. They may not have the enzymes to break down these other materials. Therefore, gums are normally considered to be insoluble. We have pectins. Pectins are plant polysaccharides that form gels. Pectins are made out of pectic acid, which is a galacturonic acid molecule. Your difference is you can see the acid, the C double bond OH up on the top. It is an acid molecule. That becomes very reactive. It will bind onto other material. Normally, pectin is thought of being the cell wall binder. When we look at cells in plants, pectin is the material that holds cells together. 75% of pectin produced goes into the manufacturing of jams and jellies. The main source is either the pumice of apple or of citrus. We buy pectin readily in the supermarket. It's called things like Sure Gel. This is a premium fruit pectin that is used for homemade jams and jellies. It's quite available. It does a very good job as far as doing jams and jellies. We look at starch. It's alpha-bonded cellulose. We're starting out with glucose. We're going to bond the glucose together. We're going to make these long polymers, which are starch. We often use starch as a thickening agent. You take the starch, you mix it in cold, you pour it into your material, it warms up and it thickens. One of the sources we get is either out of things like cornstarch, or you can get it out of flour. Wheat starch. Starch is also an important type of hydrogel as well. We have elastic latex. Elastic latex is basically, we're looking at rubber. These are terpenoid polymers. They're in a cis form. They are aromatic hydrocarbons. They are made out of these isoprene units. They are repeating isoprene units. They are hydrocarbons. They don't have a lot of oxygen in them. Because of that, they tend not to be soluble in a lot of different things. They tend not to be digested. One of the common forms that we can get is rubber cement. Rubber cement is a material that we use to bond things together. It is basically latex dissolved in a chemical that's going to volatilize off. As it does that, it leaves the latex behind. The latex is basically a sticky type substance. Sometimes we use latexes or rubber materials in things like chewing gum, which gives it its chew, and we'll talk about some of those as well. We've got resins. Resins are actively secreted in ducts. They tend to be anti-herbivore in nature. They've got rather pronounced tastes and aromas to them. They are polymerized terpenes that are mixed with volatile oils. A terpene is basically two isoprene units put together. There are two ways that we can visualize this. You can see the carbons, you can see where they go in on the right-hand side. On the left-hand side, it just shows you the material without the carbons. They are water insoluble for the most part. We can think of things like turpentine, which is a material that we use to solubilize other things. It is basically not a water-soluble material. As we look at this particular group, the hydrogels, the elastic latexes, and the resin, we're going to talk about each group, what we do with each group, how they are important for us. They're all derived from plants. We're only looking at plant-derived materials.